The United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon is shocked after touring flood-affected areas of Pakistan. Mr Ban says the flooding is heart-wrenching and the worst natural disaster he's ever seen. The UN's urging the international community to speed up aid to the estimated 20 million people affected. South Asia correspondent Sally Sara reports.
From the air, it looks like a nation submerged. United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon flew over some of the worst flood-affected areas. Mr Ban was shaken by what he saw on a day he described as heart-wrenching.
I will never forget the destruction and sufferings I have witnessed today. In the past, I have visited scenes of many natural resources and natural disasters around the world, but nothing like this.
The Pakistani government says some flood victims will need help for up to 2 years. President Asif Ali Zardari concedes the government doesn't have the resources to go it alone. He's appealing for international help to repair and rebuild more than half a century of infrastructure.
So much is gone, nations get the challenge to rebuild, and we shall rebuild our nation all over again.
Flood victims applauded Ban Ki-moon's visit as he promised more assistance is on the way. But many others displaced by the disaster are yet to see any outside help. The floodwaters are still pouring into the southern province of Sindh. Hundreds of thousands of people have been left homeless.
The people who were living here left the area due to the floodwaters. People were very scared that the floodwaters would come in. It's why most of them have left and are still leaving. The whole city has become empty. All entrance and exit roads are closed by floodwater.
In the northwest of Pakistan, the floodwaters took the lives of 3 young sisters. Their devastated mother was unable to save them as they drowned.
When the water took her down, she was screaming that the floodwater took her mother. These were her last words. The younger one was already down under the water. I could not see her, but only the head of the elder one. After some time, she also went down in the water.
In the absence of government help, some Pakistanis are giving what they can to the victims of the disaster. It's nowhere near enough to match the overwhelming need. But in some districts, local charity is all that's keeping people alive.
Our beloved countrymen are facing a terrible situation, and it is our duty to help them at this difficult time. God gave us a lot, and it is the duty of all the people who can afford to come and help these needy people at any cost.
The international response to the United Nations appeal for help has been slow. The UN says almost $500 million will be needed for the next 90 days. Ban Ki-moon said he came to Pakistan not just to see the scale of the disaster.
But I am also here to send a message to the world. These unprecedented floods demand unprecedented assistance. The flood waves must be matched with waves of global support.
More rains are forecast in many parts of Pakistan over the next 5 days, and the deadly monsoon season is far from over. Sally Sara, Lateline.